everybody. Welcome back once again to the Retro Wrestling Review USWA podcast. I'm your host, Gene Jackson, coming to you as always from the Retro Wrestling Archive here in beautiful Gadsden, Alabama, along with producer Smokey doing his thing behind the scenes. Now join me in welcoming my co-host, the first man. He has been possessed by the spirit of America, and luckily he has took a break from cleaning up trash with his red, white, and blue 55-gallon drum to be with us here today. Of course, it's Josh Briley of P3 Radio. Josh, how are you doing this morning, sir?
Man, you let me down, Gene. I was hoping that you would introduce me as Josh Briley. He's blind in one eye and can't see out the other. Dude,
damn
God,
it.
I hope you clipped that Jimmy Valiant promo. That was one for the ages. How you doing, Gene? You doing all
good.
right?
I'm going to disappoint you. I don't have that clip, but I'm going to get it. I want to get it for Facebook. I was kind of in a rush when I clipped this week's show, but I did hone in on someone else this week. I tend to pass over the handsome Jimmy stuff. That's my bad.
I wonder why.
Yeah, well, before we move on, we got to bring in our other co-host. He is the owner, founder, and presidente of STSpod.club, and he's Jonesboro, Arkansas's favorite resident. Spoiler alert, it's Brian Trammell. What's up, BT?
No, the spoiler alert, I was going to be blind and one eye can't see out the other, and y'all done used it. Shit.
I didn't. You take that up with Mr. Briley, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm the other Jimmy Valiant lover of this.
There you go. I was a favorite co-host there of P3 Radio. Gene,
at least he was.
He was until you fucked my line up. No, I just want to talk to y'all. Smokey actually contacted me this week. He was a little upset that I just keep rolling over these sponsors. That's where we make our money. So he wants me to make sure I tell the address of Jolly Royal Furniture and Spaghetti Warehouse. So the address is 122 South Main Street in Memphis, Jolly Royal, and Spaghetti Warehouse is 40 West Hulling Avenue there in Memphis. And speaking of Memphis, I know you guys probably already seen this, but the King is getting his own street named after him over there by his old high school, Treadwell High School. Congratulations to the King. We need a street named after Jerry Lawler.
We do.
I was going to let y'all
it's early in the show to go to those kind of jokes, so we're just going to hey, congratulations, Jerry Lawler. Unless
that's right. There you go.
Look, I'll be honest. Like, I did make a few jokes initially. I did. I really did.
No.
But I swear, man, I really swear, like, I got this really good feeling. Regardless how you feel about Lawler personally, like, that's awesome, man. An actual Memphis wrestler got a fucking street named after him. That's really cool, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, I have started a petition to get Corey Maclin Drive added somewhere in Memphis. I don't know where, but I think
Ridiculous
we all know.
Drive.
Ridiculous way.
And then maybe Eric Emery can get a street in Dallas somewhere. But
Man Avenue.
Hey, man.
Not Maine, but Maine.
No.
Texas is Maine.
Yeah, do you think all the main streets in America that, somebody like Reggie
only
or
in Memphis
claims that?
Only in
just
Memphis.
Okay. Yeah, Maine. When they say Main Street, they talking about me. Let's just get past this segment. All right, we're here covering November 16th, 1991. Guys, can you believe we're almost all the way through the year of 1991? We've almost completed the second season. We're at episode 108.
What a different show it is now.
Ooh,
from where we started in 91. That is just it's insane. I don't think, like, when I was a kid, I mean, I guess I noticed it while it was happening, but when you really look back, man, it really changes a lot. Maybe 3-4 different shows, really.
Yeah.
Over this past year. And the one we're going to review today, what a fucking different show. Its presentation, everything is, even from a month ago.
Yeah, somebody told me back when we started this, like, y'all are doing 91. Boy, that's a roller coaster ride. Well, if it's a roller coaster, this week's show is the valley of
keeps going down.
we have gone downhill, and we may be in the bottom of that today. I'm not sure. As now, there's one plus side, one upside that I'm excited about. Corey Maclin is here in the co-host chair, and I think he's going to be around now. I don't know that he goes away again until like 97 or some shit, or 6 rather. But yeah, Dave and Corey are out here at ringside and lets us know that we are going to see the debut of the Spirit of America. And then when you think that can't get any worse, you're going to get the debut of the Gravedigger. We're going to see Jeff Jarrett taking on Billy Joe Travis right here on TV. So that sounds promising. Eric Embry's going to be in action. And then a world tag team title match right here on the show. Doug Masters and Bart Sawyer are going to be defending against Robert Fuller and Bill Dundee. I guess Fuller and Jimmy Valiant actually did split their team since they lost. So they actually made good on it. Not mad at that, that's for sure.
What's the daddy? I got to split up with Robert.
Don't be saying you're going to keep me around here, baby. I figured when he said if we win those titles, you ain't never leaving Memphis again. I expected Valiant got there and laid down like Jeff Jarrett at Bash at the Beach.
Ain't nobody put chains on me, baby.
He goes and lays down, and then Robert Fuller, like Hogan, goes, "This is the kind of shit that's ruining this territory." And
they bought Jimmy a house one time so he would stay in the territory, and he fucking left. He still left.
Not before he painted the entire thing black inside and out, and then he left. Like, I'm sure you son of a bitch.
All black porcelain for the sink, the toilet, everything. I think Lawler said they literally just had to go back to white just to sell the house. It was like kind of a downgrade.
That's weird. I
don't know if we can say that. I think in Memphis you could, but I mean, you would have had to find somebody like from the Church of Satan or something.
Yeah,
the all black everything.
Show the house to Glenn Danzig or something.
Like, is that Anton LaVey guy interested in moving to Memphis? No, he's not that evil. So then we announced there's going to be the Toyota Super Tag Team Tournament, where the winners are going to not only win $100,000, but they're going to get to go to Japan. We're going back to this well again already. They're going to get to go to Japan to be part of a tag team tournament, just like Jerry Lawler and Jimmy Valiant did back in 1985. So you think, well, I bet Jerry Lawler and Jimmy Valiant's going to team up again. It worked in 85. Well, no, that's not what happens. We won't spoil who's teaming with who just yet. I found it weird in the initial announcement of the tournament. They didn't announce the tag teams. They announced singles names. I don't know if maybe we hadn't finished it. We, as of airtime, we haven't finished pairing everybody up. It was just like, and we're going to see. They did pair up the tag team champions, Doug Masters and Bart Sawyer, but that's like Dr. Tom Pritchard, Handsome Jimmy Valiant, the Gravedigger, Billy Joe Travis, blah, 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 Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Lawler. And, well, the other tag team, the Super Team, is still around. I was thinking, surely they'll be one and done. They're like, nope.
The Super Mains.
The Super Mains are still here. They're not going away. Now, from there, we go to 2 pre-tape promos. We get one from the King, and then we get one from Jeff Jarrett. So when you go back and watch this on YouTube, if you somehow miss them at the beginning, don't worry. Don't freak out. You don't have to rewind, because they show the entire goddamn promos back to back again later in the show. The hell's that about? But
I thought I had some kind of mental lapse or something watching it back. I did.
Lawler's not there, is he? Jeff is there, but Lawler does the pre. I think they did all these pre-tapes so that it would look like Lawler would look like he was part of the crew, even though he wasn't there. Also, Toyota, that just sounded racist to me. A Japanese tournament to go to Japan, and just for the hell of it, the All Japan tournament started 3 days before this show aired. So there you go.
Exactly.
And Dave pointed out also, it's not only Airport Toyota that's sponsoring it. It is the corporation of Toyota in Japan is sponsoring this.
Yep.
What a stamp. I mean,
They are
That
very
is a great stamp of approval right there.
Yes, the powers that be at Toyota in Japan are very invested on who's going to represent the USWA in this big tournament. They're praying it's not the super team.
I was fixing to do a CEO impression, but I think that was
I almost did too. Yes,
only
I did
bring
too.
the show down. Sorry.
Oh, that's sad. We both was going to do the same impression.
Yeah, spoiler. I mean, BT kind of pointed this out, but not with specifics. We're going to see 3 Jeff Jarrett promos before this show's over. 2 of them are the exact same one. And then Corey gets a live promo with him in the hallway right before he goes out and wrestles. And I'm like, I swear to God, if he does another promo in this show, I'm turning it off. But I'm going to skip. Well, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Let's hear what Jeffrey has to say here at the beginning of the show.
Well, I guess you've realized by now that my plans have been changed just a little bit. But you people out there, don't you think for a minute that I'm not going to reach my ultimate goal, and that's the World Heavyweight title. You know, Jerry Lawler came to me this week, and he said, we've got a great opportunity. We've got a chance to go to Japan and become the USWA representative, and not only that, but a chance to win $100,000. And I know one thing, that's a chance of a lifetime. So I'm going to put the plans on hold just for a little while, just for this week. And this week, what I'm going to do is be Jerry Lawler's partner. And yes, he is the king of wrestling. He is the king of the USWA, and he is the World Heavyweight Champion. And I know one thing, I couldn't ask for a better partner. So I think myself and Jerry have got a real good chance of going to Japan and bringing back that $100,000. And you people, don't you worry. I'm still going after that World Heavyweight title.
Don't you worry, guys.
Don't you worry.
Don't you worry. He's still going after that World Heavyweight title. And just to make sure you realize that, now that they have a green screen in 1991, we've got the World Heavyweight title covering the entire screen behind him. The only thing better than that, another spoiler, because I didn't clip it, later in the show, we get Eric Embry cutting a promo on behalf of him and his tag team partner. So you get Kamala's face covering the entire screen as Eric Embry is going to cut a promo. Kamala, although he's minus the blonde hair we saw that he had last week at the end of the show.
I'm sorry. I have too
topless,
much fun.
no less. Yeah, I'm sure somebody had some fun with that picture throughout the week, and his name is BT. So next up, and this is where the show just starts to go off the rails for me right out of the gate.
The podcast or the show?
Well, this show went off the rails at the very beginning.
This
before we
is
even hit
horrible.
record, actually, but I won't say what that was about.
Racist.
So we're going to meet the Spirit of America, and we're going to talk a little more about who he is and the irony of this whole thing after we see this promo. But folks, just watch this promo and ask yourself, who on earth thought this was a good idea?
Should be an exciting night coming up. We'll tell you more about it a little bit later on when we come back right here. We will have the Spirits of America.
America, let me introduce myself. I'm the Spirit of America. By trade, I'm a professional wrestler, but my passion and in my heart is the red, white, and blue. And just to be dedicated to the red, white, and blue, I go out and I pick up the trash along the highways, in the byways, and in the parks. The people just...
What are you doing?
We're shooting a video, Eric.
Who's that?
Spirit of America.
That's Spirit of what?
Look, we don't bother you when you do your interviews. Don't bother us now.
Okay.
Okay, let's start over. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. But like I was saying, I stand for the USA. And I stand for America. I just want to ask all my little spirits out there to chip in and give me a hand. On a Saturday, on a Sunday, get your mother, get your father to bring you out to the parks. Get your little bags of trash bags and you come out and you help clean up the garbage all over. And then, together, we'll help clean up America. Look what people do. This disgraces the red, white, and blue. Just watch how easy and how fun it could be to clean up. I can't believe what people do.
Hey, Spirit! Hey, Spirit! Stick this up your Spirit of America! Show 'em what
That's the kind of trash I'm here to clean up.
Oh God.
It's like the Patriot meets Duke the Dumpster Drosy here. So okay, let's take yourself back to when you're kids. A new babyface shows up. He refers to himself as Spirit of America. He refers to you and his other fans as little spirits, and he encourages you to get your parents to round up a trash bag, take you to the park, and let you pick up trash. And then he proceeds to show you just how fun it can be. I have to say, thank God Eric Embry was here to represent the reaction of every person watching this horse shit. Spirit of America. Ah! Then the next question is, okay, this guy's out in some random park picking up trash with his red, white, and blue 55-gallon drum. It's probably a windy day because they've got a napkin tied around the microphone to cut down on the wind noise. And all of a sudden, Eric Embry and Tony Falk just happen to appear at this same park, random park they're at, to harass them in this promo. What the fuck? What are you guys thinking watching this shit?
I've never wanted to commit domestic offenses more in this country than this sumbitch is inducing. He makes me want to go and litter, because it's like the opposite effect. He is such a cornball, a corny motherfucker. Like that would have repelled me as a kid. Like this is horrible. Like I love Eric Embry, and it's even his segment in this, or his part in this, was like Hanna-Barbera-ish, like just cartoonish as fuck. And somebody told them to do that. I mean, obviously, that's the way they wanted to present it. And if you think back, WWF at this point in time was doing a lot of shit like this, a lot of like backstage or outside, Berserker throwing Jameson off the fucking roof at prime time, and like Sergeant Slaughter abusing someone the entire show, trying to make them a soldier or whatever. I mean, it's like very cartoonish in the 90s right now, but I just, the way that it's presented and directed is such like a low budget type way that it's a horrible character standard first off, and then the way they're presenting it's just Dollar Tree-ish. I don't know.
Everything Josh said. I actually wrote, this is so bad I'm sick at my stomach. So I don't know. That must have been really bad when I was watching this, but maybe I was sick at my stomach because I ate too many cupcakes. Maybe I got the diabetes, so that's probably it. But God, it was horrible. Oh God, I don't even know. The saving grace is Embry here. And I love the black beard and the blonde hair. For some reason, I love that. But also, when they start doing the match, which you're going to do here in a minute, but Corey says, does this guy have another name? He was trying to get, because they said Randy, didn't they? Embry said Randy?
No,
Eric initially said Randy.
I thought about that, but he wasn't calling him by name. Randy West is the cameraman.
Oh,
he said, Randy, who are you? Spirit of America? Because I was like, he said his name. He goes, no, that was Randy West. That's who shot.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. But Corey asked if he had another name than Spirit of America, and Dave says, I don't think his parents named him Spirit of America. So
I was wanting Dave Brown to steal the line from Coming to America and go, his mama named him Spirit? I'm gonna call him Spirit. Okay, here's what's hilarious about that. When the humongous mask came off just a few weeks ago, Dave and Michael St. John immediately go, that's Randy He-Man Lewis.
Yeah,
They knew exactly who he was, even though no one else on planet Earth knew who the fuck Randy He-Man Lewis is. He shows up less than 9 weeks later, and Dave has no clue who this guy is. He just knows he's Spirit of freaking America, and that's what he's going to call him.
Now, I may have amnesia a little bit, but does Spirit of America have the 2-foot rat tail?
I can't remember.
Well, that may be like
that thing tied around his head that hangs down, so it's kind of hard to tell, but we'll look for it in this match clip.
Dave may be suffering from the Clark Kent thing, where you just put the glasses on and you can't recognize him. He cut the rat tail off.
Cut the rat tail. Who is this guy?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Well, I'll say this. Dave is way too enthusiastic about it. The reason I cut that clip and left Dave in pitching to it, he is way too enthusiastic every time he says Spirit of America, to the point that I almost think he was in the room when this got pitched. Like, I think maybe they're like, well, let's get some ideas. Well, what if there's this patriotic guy? And he picks up, they're griping that all the parks in town are getting trashed. What if he told all the kids to pick up trash, and then we'd have all the wrestling fans out there picking up trash, and we'd clean the city up. They're like, all right, we don't give a shit, whatever. And Corey's like, that's ridiculous. Them damn kids ain't finna clean up shit because some lame ass guy come out there saying pick up trash in a barrel. Here's the other big problem I have with this. Holy shit, we're gonna see this guy throughout the fucking show. Like, if this was one segment where you just had to kind of like, okay, let's get through this. No, you're going to see a whole lot more of Spirit of fucking America before this show is over with. Like, we were really trying to put this down everybody's throat, and I think they really somehow thought this was going to get over. How, I don't know, but I mean, clearly somebody did, because boy, strap in, folks. You ain't seen the last of Spirit of America. As a matter of fact, we're going to go straight into a match where Spirit of America is going to take on Eric's driver, Tony, because of Tony was standing there when Eric was mocking him out there. And the only thing that could have made it better is if he'd had the tear running down his eye like the Native American in the commercial. But then again, I guess they might have thought he's not an Indian. We can't have him do that. But I'm surprised we didn't have him hit the tanning bed a couple extra days and go that route too. He's like Chief Spirit of America, But let's take a look at this clip of Spirit of America taking on Tony Falk.
The Spirit of America. Wait a minute.
I hear something there.
I believe that's his theme song. Here comes the Spirit right now.
Yeah, we get a chance to look at him in the ring today. There he is. Spirit of America. Our first look at him here in the USWA.
He brought that 55-gallon trash can along with him, I see, and waving the American flag. I tell you what, it's really good to see somebody come out here waving the American flag instead of that Texas flag the way Embry and his bunch have been doing. Here we go. Corey Maclin, tell us about it.
Spirit of America, Tony Falk, opening bout today, just an opener. Whoa, what a great lineup we've got today. Great card on hand. Falk runs up to Spirit of America, caught by a clothesline. Another clothesline by Spirit of America. Picks Tony Falk up into the ropes. Falk comes off. Big power slam by Spirit. 1, 2. It's already over.
He got him.
1, 2, 3.
The Spirit of America wasting no time in defeating Eric's driver, Tony Falk. But I don't know what it is, but maybe we can find out.
Picks Tony up for another power slam. Oh, look at this. He's got Tony. That's Eric Embry's driver,
He
Tony.
said that's what you do with trash in the wrestling business.
Yeah, here's that.
Here's Eric Embry.
Here's Eric Embry now.
Hey, let's see what he thinks about this.
He's my driver. Try to do it to me. I shot him.
Oh, Embry headed for the ring. Look out.
Oh, clothesline by Spirit. Double clothesline. Oh, Embry.
I'm scheduled for a match today. I want to change. I want to wrestle you right here on TV.
Eric Embry has just issued a challenge.
Yeah, he sure has.
For the Spirit of America.
All right, so here's a question for you guys. If you're Tony Falk, what's more humiliating? Playing Boy Tony in 87 or getting jobbed out and stuffed in a garbage can by this clown in his debut?
I mean, at least you'd have fun being Boy Tony. You know, you can say ridiculous, outlandish shit and, you know, create this intense reaction. People want to kill you.
Yeah.
You know, you fight to the ring, maybe get your tires cut. Because
you got to use your purse to fight your way back from the ring.
Right. Load your purse like Dark Journey, you know, to actually get to the ring. This, people want to kill you and they won't even show up for the match because it's that kind of, oh, God, I cannot stand this. The only reaction this got out of me was if somebody put me in a 55-gallon drum just like that right now, I think that would be my end. There would be no way I would be able to get out the position he was in.
Yeah.
You know, I can't believe he agreed to do that. And Randy was fixing to lawn dart that son of a bitch in there. Like whenever he's going over there, he's like straight down.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you see Tony Falk, he's like, he puts his arms up.
Yeah.
He like has to bend up a little bit. He's like, I ain't going straight down, motherfucker. That's not happening. Like he's got balls letting him put. And Tony Falk's not a small guy.
No,
like a lot of that barrel,
especially.
a lot of that barrel space was filled. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, he was making use of every inch of space in there. BT, I know you are not a fan of Boy Tony, so I'm interested to hear your answer to this.
Well, you know, both of them's horrible, but Tony's that guy. He's going to do everything they ask him to do, so I don't think it even bothered him. And this, you talk about when I wouldn't survive this. Hell, I fell back here when I weighed 50 pounds more. I fell back here at the studio on my back. I did a back bump. Had to have the damn dog come back here and help me get up. So what the hell? I would have never came out of that barrel. So it was horrible. God. And this is, I don't know. I keep everybody that we talk to not everybody, but a lot of people in the business that we talk to about this time period and talk about, oh, I hated Tony, Eric Embry. Do you know how good 1991 was when it first started and Embry was booking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The little things that he did and all the special stuff that he did to make us still watch the storylines. And now that Lawler's booking, I never realized that Lawler just really – I did know during Corey Maclin's Memphis Wrestling, Lawler just booked his stuff and everybody else just – Corey booked it when Lawler wasn't there, and Lawler just threw it upon. I mean, Richard talks about that, but Lawler's not a good booker, y'all. Not at all.
I'm definitely coming to that conclusion. If this whole series of shows in the end doesn't teach us anything else, it's going to teach us that Lawler was not a good booker. And I have to think, you know, Josh, you mentioned earlier that, you know, somebody had told Eric to cheese it up here. I don't think they had to. I think if I'm Eric Embry and I did book a successful portion of the year and then I get pulled out for whatever reason, and immediately we go into some of the silliness we've done so far, and then this, you're like, okay, now we're going to put you in an angle with the Spirit of America guy that's going to, you know, remember how Lord Humongous flopped like a, you know, it was just a huge failure. Well, we're going to bring that same guy back, but he's going to get over this time because we're going to put him in red, white, and blue, and he's going to pick up trash. And I'm thinking probably in Eric's mind, like, you son of a bitch. Like, I'm going to make this you going to put me in a cheesy? I'll show you cheesy, motherfucker. You want a cheesy angle? I'm going to give your ass a cheesy angle, man. I can cheese it up with the best of them, man. And I feel like that's what's happening here. And rightfully so, because what else can you do with this? You know what I mean? Like, you can't put it over serious because then you look like the asshole, you know.
Gene's going, you can't do nothing. Yeah, I know. I feel that way too. It's just like this whole show, there's maybe spoiler alert, there's one good thing on the whole show for me. The rest of it is the shit, and it's full of gimmicks, and that's Jerry Lawler's signature. He loves a gimmick. Yeah. He loves it. And a big guy. He likes big guys to wrestle, and he loves gimmicks. So
the only thing I can think of is why they're pushing a character like this during this time period. I was in fourth grade during this time, and consciously, that is when, at least in my mind, that's when a lot of the big environmental stuff started being taught in school and pushed. Recycling and having to do projects, extracurricular projects that pertain to environmentally friendly stuff and how you can help Earth. And
Captain Planet becomes a thing.
That was in 1991.
Yep.
You know, like, so I think maybe this is Jerry Jarrett thing or something, trying to keep the pulse on the kids or whatever. Like, maybe he thought, because this had to be biting real hard, especially if they're pushing it in schools at this time. So maybe I think this is one of those deals where what looks good in your head and like on paper, maybe, and what seems like it should work because what everybody's promoting, you know, pop culture wise or whatever, and execution is a totally different thing. Like, he wouldn't leaned into the pitch or something.
Jerry Jarrett was hoping that they would brainwash a bunch of kids into picking up trash. Then they would bust them out to his ranch to clean up out there because Paul Neighbors and his son were getting tired.
Did you say Paul Neighbors?
No, hold on.
Hey.
Oh, my bad. Oh, I got excited there for a minute.
I got to remember to quit saying that name ever. Like referee, you know the guy. Speaking of rat tails. But see, I was watching during that clip, and the way those headband streamer strings hung down, it was hard to spot if he had his rat tail or not. I don't know.
That was the disguise. He hid the rat tail. He didn't cut it off.
They're like, don't let anybody pull that off your head, because once they see that rat tail, they're like, that's Randy He-Man Lewis. Michael St. John will be at home pointing at his TV. Hey, Dave. Hey, I know it is. Tell Corey his name's Randy.
He got another name.
Dave looked a little excited, and like, even with the music playing, like, oh. And then Corey's just like, this the fucking week they had to bring me in full time with this stupid ass shit.
And we haven't even addressed that yet. That music is God. Could they have not had something else, something patriotic? But they picked a goddamn. At that point, it was free use, like what do you call it? A domain or whatever.
Fuck, I can't think of the term, but yeah, basically fair use or
You can use it in anything you're selling because it's so goddamn old. You can just do it for free. Like, that music was a fucking lightning shot. If any of this was going to work, it might have worked without this music. But you put this 1920s bullshit on it, and that was like the kryptonite. That would not work. It would not get over with me.
It's almost like parody. It's like somebody sat down like, what's all the elements of a character we could use to make it so lame that even like small children are gonna be like, this is pretty lame. You know, that music was just the icing on the cake. Like the video of him talking and then Eric interrupts and he doesn't get mad or anything. He's just like, and he starts his promo.
Gosh darn it, y'all. Gosh darn it.
Gee, Wally, that's horrible.
And I'm in my gimmick out here at the park. Why are you
out here
gimmick,
wrestling boots and tights like an asshole?
And it's November, mind you. He's shirtless.
Yeah. And then they play the music in the video, and you're like, ugh. And then we go back to the studio, and immediately they was like, here he is. What do I hear? And that music starts playing from the beginning. You're like, oh my God. It's just, there's nothing good. Like, tell me one single redeeming factor about Spirit of America. I'll wait.
Well, let me tell you, it sounded like he had a Wisconsin accent, and all I could think about is this week's episode of P3 Radio. That was the only redeeming thing about it, and it's only personal. So 2 hours.
Well, 2 hours. I'd be waiting.
I had a talk with our friend Tony Myers this week, and he was telling me how all these guys are loading up and coming down here together from like the Philly area. Right. That's why you've got fucking Gravedigger, and you're gonna have Sandman and JT Smith and Spirit of America. Like all those guys were piling in the car coming down together.
Yeah.
And so I guess I just said the name. I guess we'll move on from one back. So we have an awful babyface gimmick, so we got to balance it out with an even more awful heel gimmick. Now they replayed the Nate the Rat video.
With
I'm not
the
even going to play.
With the mistakes.
Yes, didn't even clip it for the second week. We go right in, play the exact verbatim. He sleeps with rats. He eats with rats. All that good stuff. We're not going to show that again, but we do need to see this video of the Gravedigger. And folks, if you're watching the actual show or you're watching this clip along with us, tell us if this guy gives you just a little bit of a reminder of someone else. I can't put my finger on it, but he kind of reminds me of somebody. See if you can figure it out.
Damn.
All right. Hey, Nate the Rat a moment ago was talking about this guy, the Gravedigger. He's scheduled to be here a little bit later.
Wait a minute, I got to point something out here. So this rolls right out of the Nate the Rat video. When they cut back live to Dave, Dave is looking down at the desk like, and you can audibly, I don't know if it's going to pick it up on here, but like I turned my TV up, you can audibly hear somebody as Dave's looking down and go, Dave. Oh, Nate the Rat. Like, see if you can catch that in this.
All right. Hey, Nate the Rat a moment ago was talking about this guy, the Gravedigger. He's scheduled to be here a little bit later on today. Here's kind of a sneak preview right now.
Every man has a date with his grave, and I prepare the way.
Speaking of awful music, good Lord. Well, there you have a quote from the Gravedigger. Clearly, that was his voice. Every man has a date with his grave, and I prepare the way. That fucking music was just atrocious. It's almost
public domain music too, probably. So yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
There you go. Public domain.
That's it. I was holding out on Josh.
I couldn't. I wanted to shoehorn that in there because I didn't remember it till just then. So
you Googled it. Tell the truth.
No, I didn't. I just remember when I was listening to that, I was like, public domain. That's it. That's it. How did I shoehorn? And then I said, here we go.
Something, I don't know what made this pop in my head, but I meant to comment on this earlier and we got going in another direction. But you mentioned earlier the Berserker throwing Jameson off the roof of the building.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that have been considered a babyface turn for the Berserker? Like, that should have got him over there by like, thank God for Berserker. He threw that asshole.
Hey, it was in my eyes, buddy.
Well, we're actually going to see him wrestle a little bit later in the show, but watching this video, having seen Nate the Rat and heard what he had to say twice, and then seeing this video, what vibes are y'all getting on the Gravedigger at this point before we actually see him wrestle?
Josh is speechless.
You hear me now?
There we go.
Okay.
I thought asking you about the Gravedigger had given you a stroke or something. We seen your mouth moving and nothing was coming out, and then you got still. I was like, I hope he's okay.
My browser thing popped up. Hopefully my mic will keep working. But yeah, I think Jerry Jarrett got one of those Time Life film score CDs, and he was just on like a 1930s tear. He's like, I love that music. Well, he went up to Randy Hales or whatever. He's like, we need to play this when the Spirit of America comes out, and then we're gonna put the Gravedigger on track number 5. Like, you know, I thought even back then I was like, oh my God, you know, Powers of Pain and Demolition, you could see the similarities with the Road Warriors, you know, especially some of them leaned a little harder into it. But this is just like blatant ripoff. And then you get that fucking local advertiser on the radio. Every man has his day. Like that karaoke music bullshit sounding voiceover. What a horrible, whoever produced this shit and was like, just throw it on Channel 5. Only millions of fucking people are seeing it. You know, in this case, it's best not to do one than present it the way that it was.
Amen.
This really reminded me. I worked with a guy that did the Gravedigger gimmick and was kind of it wasn't the same guy, but he was kind of a ripoff of the Undertaker. Kind of. This guy's kind of a ripoff of the. But what I'm saying is I worked outlaw shows. That's what this reminds me of. This reminds me of, do y'all remember those posters? I don't know when this was, maybe in the 90s, this got really popular where they would have wrestlers that weren't really the wrestler, but you could get it like Steve. I mean, it would be like Bob Austin, and he would look like Steve Austin, and then you'd have somebody.
You remember that guy, the Dead Man, the Kenny Valiant, and all those guys.
Oh yeah, he looked just like Mark. Yeah.
He looked like the Undertaker 5 years earlier than the time frame we were actually in. He looked like mid to early 90s Undertaker, but by then he's like American Badass in real time. And he looked just like him, except he was like 6 foot tall. Like, he was not tall enough, but they were booking him all. He was getting booked all over the place to be the Dead Man. And
he would do autograph. Like, he would have tons of people getting autographs, pictures with him and everything. I mean, he was over like a motherfucker. So, but this guy is just, who is this guy? So I tried to look him up. Okay.
All right. We can go ahead and do this now. I was going to do it when we get to the match after people have actually seen him. But if you want, we can do this now.
All right. Go ahead. I found 2 names, but I didn't know he did either gimmick. But go ahead and tell me.
Now, tell me who the 2 names are.
He was with Demolition one time, and he was like Demolition Blast or something. And then he was with the Moondogs, but I don't remember that.
That's 2 different guys.
Okay.
So the prevailing name.
That's what they're saying.
You go looking up Gravedigger from 1991 is Carmine Azzatto, I guess you would spell it.
Yeah, that was him.
Ezzatto. And almost everywhere will tell you that's who this guy was. But my buddy Rick Del Santo did an interview with Carmine, mostly talking about Demolition Blast, and he asked him about the Gravedigger, and this guy's like, "No, that's been a long time, like, you know, misunderstanding or whatever." He's like, "No, I was not the Gravedigger." And I was like, well, fuck. So that's when, the reason I said earlier, I mentioned Tony Myers. I reached out to Tony Myers like, hey man, do you know who the Gravedigger was? Because by everything I can find, it says Carmine Azzatto.
Yeah.
That he said in an interview it wasn't him. And so Tony immediately sends me like a sound clip. He's like, dude, like, as far as I know, that's who it was. That's who we've always attributed to be. And he was in that area. And that's when he said, you had all those guys from like Pennsylvania all coming down together. He said, I don't know who else it could have been. I said, well, if you look at him on this TV show, it doesn't necessarily look like that dude, especially like what he looked like by the time he was Demolition Blast, like not long after this. I said, so it may not be. I said, but if it's not him, who the fuck is it? He's like, I don't know. He said, I don't know. So I've still been continuing and have sent messages to some people that was from that general area around that time, and like a couple people, other people. But I'm afraid if Tony don't know, probably nobody's gonna know. Of course, Tony's immediate response was, "Well, I wish if Nate was still around, we'd ask him, and he would definitely know."
Yeah.
Nate the Rat's not around anymore, so the official answer is we're not sure. But I mean, I don't know.
He was embarrassed. He was so embarrassed.
Would you want to admit that you were just a direct, just an absolute 100% ripoff of the Undertaker?
Nah, that wasn't me. That wasn't me, man.
Shoveling dirt on people and putting them in a body bag. Well, I didn't spoil the other video.
Oh.
But anyway, so yeah, if you're watching this, listening to this, if you got any insight into who this Gravedigger was, whether this guy's lying and it really was him, or if it was some other rando, kind of like how we had the one-off Dragon Master who like did this, a couple other things, and then just disappeared into obscurity, please let us know, and we'll give you credit whenever we say it here on the show. So moving past that for the moment, next up we get Billy Joe Travis backstage doing an interview with Corey Maclin, and I've got an image of this, but my damn computer's doing a thing where I can't scroll upward. I'm just stuck.
All right, let me find it.
You'll see them up there together.
This just a snapshot, right?
Yeah, just that. Yeah, just that. No.
It's close.
That's Robert Fuller. God damn it. There they are.
I can't see.
Once again, we're just doing a backstage interview in like some office back there.
It does make no sense. Why did y'all just decide y'all want to start doing this? And I understand the green screen. I would have been excited about the green screen also.
Let's get over here by these tapes.
Didn't we have this happen on Power? This happened on Power Pro also, didn't it? That we started seeing this same hallway.
In the same area right here. Strangely enough. It's weird that we're watching them both at the same time and it's happening in the same hallway years apart. So let's hear a little bit of the second Jeff Jarrett promo. I can't remember if there's any of the Billy Travis promo in here or not, but then we're going to see the finish to Jeff Jarrett versus Billy Travis, the one-time tag team partners from 1987 and beyond, going at it right here, one-on-one.
Very much. Jeff Jarrett is standing here, getting ready to go into the ring. Now, Jeff, a lot of people are concerned. Are you turning for the bad or maybe for the worse? A lot of people are concerned about that.
Well, Corey, really all I got to say about that is I'm the same Jeff Jarrett that I was yesterday, last week, or last year. But yes, my attitude maybe has changed a little bit in that I'm going to fight fire with fire, chain with chain. And, that's exactly how Jerry Lawler wrestles. He does what it takes to win. And I know one thing. I'm going to do everything I can to win and try to get a victory right now, Corey.
All right. Well, there is Jeff Jarrett on his way to the ring with Billy Joe Travis Davey. Done a completely 360 in the midways in the air. Jeff with a big power slam on Billy Joe. Jeff comes off the rope with an elbow. Oh, he tried again. He missed that time.
Mistake, yeah.
Yeah, he missed. Billy Joe rakes the eyes of Jeff Jarrett. Oh, into the referee. Paul Neighbors out of the ring.
Paul Neighbors knocked down on the floor.
Yeah, knocked him out of the ring.
What is this, Eric Gibbs? Hey, put the guitar down, Embry.
Embry's got that guitar going toward the ring. He's calling Jeff Jarrett. Billy Travis has got Jeff. Oh, man, I tell you, that's ridiculous. Eric Embry comes right in here.
And then goes sneaking out of here like
that. Like nothing ever happened. Paul Neighbors down on the floor. He's about to get up now. Now, Billy Joe Travis, man, I tell you.
Billy Joe is trying to help Paul Neighbors back to his feet. Jeff is just lying in the ring.
Yeah, now he wants to help him. That's bad. Eric Embry comes out here, butts the guitar right over the top of the head of Jeff Jarrett, and just runs out of here like nothing ever happened.
Paul Neighbors still staggering around.
Jeff getting up now. Hey, look at Jeff.
Jeff Jarrett wrapping a chain around his fist.
Billy Travis trying to get Paul Neighbors up, and whoa! He catches the right hand and a couple. 1, 2, got him! He got him! 1, 2, 3. Jeff Jarrett comes out the winner. Billy Joe is stunned in the middle of the ring.
I had to throw that in at the end. That tickle man.
That's beautiful. Is Jeff turned for the bad? That's what I
the
want to
worst. That's the funny part. I think he
Oh.
might be turning towards the bad. Oh, the worst. I'm like, boy, Corey was. I thought he was a bad interviewer later. Holy shit!
know.
what was
Woo!
that?
Yeah.
Because it was like, I mean, the gist of the question is, are you turning bad or not? But he takes it either way. He's turning bad the way Corey framed it. Is like, are you turning bad or are you turning worse? I like Jeff's. I'm the same Jeff Jarrett I was last week, week before that, and a week before that. But this was perfect. This is the scenario we talked about last week where it was justified for Jeff to use the chain.
Exactly.
It was just so arbitrary last week to use it on the fucking Scorpion. Or whatever that guy's called. I think it's a Scorpion.
Yeah.
To use it in that match, it just felt like, even if you're a pretty dense mark that don't really understand all this, like, oh, the narrative this week is Jeff may be turning heel, so we had to have him use a chain even when he didn't need to, just for the sake of using it, which, maybe that's turning for the worse. I don't know. I don't really know what Corey was trying to say there.
Yeah. That's exactly right, man. I didn't even think of it that way until you said it. But yeah, when the Scorpion got just a little bit of advantage, I mean, just at that brief moment, he got a couple punches in, Jeff resorted to the chain. That's why Corey said that. But here, yes, Eric Embry's sorry ass came out there and interrupted. That's ridiculous. I think that's the first.
That guitar.
I think that's the first ridiculous that we've got.
It was the most emphatic one. He said it when Robert Fuller got the plastic bag over his head.
Oh, shit, that's right.
It was like real mild. He's like, oh, that's ridiculous. He didn't put the oomph on it because that time he put some stank on that one. It wasn't what we'd get later, but he's getting it there.
Yeah, it popped me for sure. But.
What popped me is Jarrett is number 38 in the rankings. Number 38. He's on a women's streak of 5-0, but because he was tag team, and they use sucker punch again. When
Dave said that, I was like, somebody put a gun to Dave's head and said, "You name me the other 37 fucking people who could be ahead of Jeff Jarrett right now. Please go ahead."
Oh, it was God.
Chris Frazier. Like, from what we've seen on TV, he would have to be ahead of Jeff
Have to be.
Like,
every outlaw guy, every different mask gimmick, like guys like Ken Wayne and people like that were doing, just every mask they got in their bag. All right, we got 6 people ahead of Jarrett right there just in his bag. Who else can we got? I don't think we've seen 38 different wrestlers in the course of 1991. I mean, really. Then they read the top 10. Number 10, Mike Mitchell. Who the fuck is Mike Mitchell?
They at least got that. Going right. That green screen started at 10 and went up this week. So
yeah, they did get this.
They uptown this week.
Yeah, even though we had to just put a random. I think that name's made up. That guy probably works for TV5 or something. He's like a cameraman. Like, we need a 10th one. What's that guy's
we're
name
going to
over
find
there?
out.
It's Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell's number 10. Or maybe he's the guy that makes maybe he's the graphics guy at TV5, and he had to make a Chiron, and they only gave him 9 names, so he added his own. Who knows?
He's the custodian that
he's the custodian.
Cleans the tea pitcher thing. They keep the tea maker tin thing. They keep stealing.
They do that on Madden. Like, they have draft classes. Like, if you play a franchise and it's 12 years into the franchise, they'll have all these draft classes. And they're all people that developed the game or people's neighbors or something like that. Or you'll have a whole team, like 7 of them will look the same. You'll be like, what? That's John. No, that's Steve now. That's Steve. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking. They just made up somebody's name. But that guy that they made up is higher than Jeff.
That's what that was my next point was going to be. Spirit of America debuted the day, and the only win we know that he's had, or even match that he's had in the USWA, is a win over Eric Embry's driver, Tony, who hasn't had a win since he's been back, other than maybe a couple of job matches. But he walks in the door at number 8. Gravedigger, who we've only seen in a terrible video, is number 5.
38, Jeff Jarrett.
But yeah, there's 32 spots between him and Jeff Jarrett right now.
I'll have the full list next week, y'all. I have the full list.
Now, here's what I figured they'd be so short-sighted not to even think about. I can't believe Robert Fuller's not on this list. while they're sitting there saying Jeff couldn't be on the higher up the list because he's been a tag team, it would have been such a Memphis thing to do to be like, yeah, Jarrett's number 38. Number 6, Robert Fuller. Like,
Super stud.
Like, well, you remember that week Jeff wasn't here and Robert had that singles match? Like, oh, yeah, the one where people ran in a minute and a half into it? Yeah, but it still ranked him pretty high, you know. Mike Mitchell. Oh, there's your homework, folks. Tell us who the hell Mike Mitchell is. Maybe that's who. Maybe that's the real name of the Gravedigger. Maybe he's on the list twice.
I think he's. Spoiler alert. I think he will be here in not next week, but the next, maybe next week.
Okay. Oh, I was going to tell y'all this before we started recording, but I'll go ahead and say it here because we got it scheduled. Guess who contacted me via email this past week wanting to be on the Doug and Tommy podcast?
Oh, no, who?
Doug Masters.
Oh, my God.
Damn.
I don't know that he's seen this show, but he sent an email. Hey, this is Doug Masters. I'd like to be on Doug and Tommy on Dangerous Conversations. So I emailed him back and go, well, Doug and Tommy's booked up for the next few weeks and they don't really do guests. I'm like, but we're talking about you in our 1991 USWA show. Would you like to do my show? I would love to. And he called me. And this coming, tomorrow as this airs on Thursday, I will be recording an interview with Doug Masters. So if you have any specific questions you want me to ask about,
I'm the only one that liked the guy. And
I know, isn't that ironic?
Yeah, BT, do you have any questions?
I should have handed him off to BT. Like, Doug and Tommy's busy. I'm busy. Josh doesn't really do interviews, but you can talk to BT.
I'd want to talk about Portland more than I wanted to talk about this shit. So
exactly. I'll talk to him about 91 Memphis, and then I'll hand him off to you to talk about Portland.
Do Portland, okay.
And I'll tell you a little more about that conversation when we get done, if y'all remind me. But so Jeff Jarrett uses the chain, gets the win. So now we go through the card for Monday night. We talk about the tournament as usual. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But I will point out that they got $2 tickets this week. And it is Airport Toyota, not our favorite Covington Pike Toyota from back in the day where they kept that banner on the ring for years. Number 1 in America. Don't get no better than that, or whatever the fuck it said on there. So, so I will go down real quickly. We won't go through the whole card, but here's just an example of some of the tag teams here. Of course, you got the super mains, as BT calls them, the super team. Bill Dundee and Spirit of America is a team. The Gravedigger and Billy Joe Travis is a team. Dirty Dutch and Robert Fuller. Dr. Tom Pritchard and Handsome Jimmy. Eric Embry and Kamala. That may be the most fun tag team of all time. Eric Embry and Kamala. But anyway. And of course, you got Lawler and Jarrett, Masters and Bart Sawyers. We got to put that S on the end now. All right, well, I put it off as long as I could. Let's see the in-ring debut of the Gravedigger.
All right, hey.
I clicked the wrong one. We saw Dave had to get woke up again. Here we go.
Let's go over there, yeah. That's the Gravedigger, Corey Maclin.
Yeah.
His first appearance on USWA Championship Wrestling here today. We saw a bit of video from the Gravedigger a little bit earlier. What's this behind him?
Oh,
it's Nate the Rat with a wheelbarrow. Looks like a
shovel inside of that thing. He's got
full of dirt too, and some kind of thing on the top.
Is that a rat on? He's got rats.
Oh my goodness, he's got a rat.
Don't come over here with that stuff.
Yeah, stay over there for heaven's sake, and stay away from the fans.
I don't want to see those things. Those things that bite you.
Chris Frazier waiting in the ring to face. This guy is huge, this Gravedigger. I don't know how tall he is, but those boots look like about size 21 or 2.
Look at this.
Look at that rat. That's Nate the Rat. Nathaniel Whitlock.
He's got dirt in that wheelbarrow. He's got a shovel in there.
There's the Gravedigger. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. Evil look. He looks kind of like the sheriff of Nottingham. Evil looking man.
Reminds you of those old country western tough guys. Big guy, Gravedigger. Every Paul Neighbor says ringing. Let's see what he's about.
Let's go ahead and get it underway. Oh, look at that. He just grabs Chris Frazier and backs him into a corner. Corey, look at that.
Yeah, Chris Frazier up on that first rope. Gravedigger picking. This guy's He's got Frazier up now on that middle rope, Dave. He's got him hanging. Picks him. Oh, man, just throws him. He wrestles with those gloves on his hand. Look at those big gloves.
He's very slow and deliberate, too. He didn't go running after Chris Frazier. I guess maybe confidence is part of that, but power. Look at this as he picks him up and slams him again.
Big body slam on Frazier. He's got those big gloves on his hand, and boy, he'll just manhandling Chris Frazier. Comes off that rope. Big elbow on Frazier. Boy, Chris Frazier's already had his day's work already.
Gravedigger picking him up. Oh, look at this.
Picks it.
Snaps him up. Drops him down.
Drops him down.
This guy's strong.
Big guy. First look at him in the USWA. The Gravedigger goes for the cover. 1, 2.
Ooh,
that's it.
My goodness.
1, 2.
Look at the power. He just held his shoulders down while the referee counted. And Chris Frazier has been soundly defeated here.
What has Nate the Rat got there? Is that a body? Is that a body bag?
Body bag, for heaven's sakes.
What's he doing with a body bag out here? Now, this type of stuff does not belong in wrestling. See, this is what we're talking about, Dave. People like Nate the Rat.
Now, that's the sort of thing I guess we should expect.
Got a body bag.
Gravedigger rolls Frazier over.
Hear that music again.
And what now? Here he comes climbing out of the ring. That's Chris Frazier just lying there after the Gravedigger had just pounded him down to the mat and crossed his arms and held him for the count of 3. Oh, now the Gravedigger
He's got
picks
a shovel.
up the shovel.
Oh, no, now this guy's got some dirt. Oh, man, this is I tell you. Dave, this is horrible.
You talk about adding insult to injury. There's not even a phrase for this.
He's got a body bag out here just pouring dirt on top of Chris Frazier. Frazier's completely knocked out. I tell you, the Gravedigger started on him at the beginning of the bout, and Nate the Rat is... What is he doing? Is he zipping up that bag?
The Gravedigger, meanwhile, is collecting the wheelbarrow. Looks like he's leaving. I guess his work is done.
He's zipping him up here in his body bag, Dave. Look at this. Oh, man, I tell you the truth. These guys.
This is incredible is what this is.
He's getting his whole body in that bag. Dirt is on top of Chris Frazier after being beaten.
Paul Neighbors trying to say, look, come on, get him out of here.
Nate the Rat has that rat now.
Is that Vincent? Isn't that what he called that rat?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Oh, man, he's putting that rat in that body bag. Oh,
let's go to break. Let's go.
Boy, I tell you.
Let's go. Get out of
Nate the Rat.
Got a body bag out here.
Nate the Rat looks like the answer to the question, whatever happened to Horseshack from Welcome Back, Kotter?
And he acts like he's scared of the rat. That's what got me. I said, I got a fucking rat on. Oh.
So that had to be a rib that he put the rat in there with Chris Frazier.
Yeah.
That rat was resisting. It did not want to go in there. It was like, it got squirrely with him and he shoved it in there.
I think that's a body bag? Spent with the rat.
Did you hear the way Corey initially asked, was that a body bag? Is that a body bag?
Body bag right here.
He's starting to find his inner Corey by this match. Like, the last couple shows he did, it was very, it wasn't subdued. The Corey we would come to know and love. He's subdued. He's starting to get into it now. Like, I was going to be like, hey, saying he's a grave digger, but he ain't marrying no broke. Hey, you can't say that on me.
You can't say that, Corey. What got me is it reminded me of, do y'all remember the first matches that Undertaker came out and he had the gimmick really looked real cheesy. The gloves, those gloves that he's wearing, all I could think about is he went to Dollar General and bought them. On the way there, they go, we need you to get some gimmick gloves. He goes, well, I'm going to stop right here and get them.
All they had was blue.
And they're blue. All they had was blue, so.
He wrestles with them big gloves on, Dave. I'm like, did you just say wrestles? Did Corey Maclin just say fucking wrestles? Where are you from? East Tennessee?
I'm just thankful that they got a wheelbarrow from the 40s. What the fuck? That thing didn't even have a inflatable tire. It had a metal, just treadless. It was like it was made of metal.
I'm not going to say their name, but you know whose truck that was in the bed of. That just happened. He just had it there already. It was already in his truck, and they're like, "Man, I wish we'd got a wheelbarrow. We can take some. I got a wheelbarrow full of dirt out there right now. I'll go get it." I can't say who it is because BT will immediately start stripping me. I think y'all know. I think y'all know who was rolling around with a wheelbarrow in the back of his truck, ready to go. So there he is. The Gravedigger is here. Nothing subtle about that Undertaker impression. That music is just awful. It's just like the Spirit of America things. Like the gimmick's horrible. You know, don't get me wrong. But God bless, watching him scoop that dirt on him and Nate the Rat struggle for what felt like 5 minutes to zip that damn bag up with that organ music playing in the background. Just, I mean, it made my fucking eye twitch. Like, it is, ugh.
Okay, we got some proof now, the time travel thing going on still. I think the Gravedigger is the wrestler right now on Twitter. His name is Ben Bishop. Do y'all know him? That looks just like Ben Bishop. I think that's him. We need to talk to Ben about it. So.
Yeah, I did a show with him at EPW just a couple of months ago. He was
good guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny. He does some really funny stuff on social media with those videos he makes. Y'all should check that out if you haven't.
And he's a big old guy. See? He could have been the Gravedigger. I think that's it. I snapped
a selfie with him in the dressing room, and I had to take a second one because the first one, the whole top half of his head was cut off. He was that much taller than me. I didn't have the phone held up high enough to get him all in. Well, that didn't sound good, but anyway, you never want to talk about
problem Saturday night.
You never want to talk about something that happened in the dressing room and you couldn't get it all in. That is unfortunate wording, if there was. So we heard him earlier. Eric Embry said, "Hey, I got a match today, but I want it to be against Spirit of America." And so that happens. We have Eric Embry versus Spirit of America. Now, something about this match right out of the gate stood out to me and just bugged the shit out of me. And I want to see if you guys notice it and say anything about it before I bring it up. But first, let's watch a quick little clip of Spirit of America against Spirit of Texas, Eric Embry.
Stars, I guess you could say. Eric Embry, the flamboyant one, headed for the ring against one of the new USWA stars, the Spirit of America.
Yeah, Spirit is in the ring. He's taking that challenge that Eric Embry dished out to him. Spirit says, "Come on, Embry."
I heard Spirit tell him you're going in the trash can.
We'll see about that, Eric. We'll see. Eric Embry's talking to me. I'm going to give him a beat.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see, yeah.
I tell you, remember Spirit of America a few moments ago ran Eric Embry out of the ring after he had shoved Eric's driver Tony into the trash can.
That's the bell, and we're ready for action. That big trash can, if we can get a picture of it over there, it's sitting in that corner. Spirit of America's brought it along with him. There it is, there. See it. Big clothesline, another clothesline day.
Spirit of America made that work for him against Tony Falk. Let's see if he can get a victory over Eric Embry the same way. He's got him up in the air.
Here comes Tony's driver. Embry's driver, Tony. Oh, man. Yeah, I knew something like that would happen. Here comes Tony Falk in the ring. He and Embry now on the Spirit of America. Here's Dundee, the superstar. He picks up that can, and there goes Embry. Embry and Tony Falk got out of here in a hurry.
Well, we didn't get to see what we had hoped.
No, we didn't get to see
the one against one. Spirit of America against Embry, because when Embry got in the least bit of trouble, he had Tony Falk ready to come in and interfere. Spirit of America is going to win it by disqualification.
Now, look at this picture right here. Bill Dundee standing next to Spirit of America. And one of these two men was once used a video of Sid Vicious to promote this guy in the same segment. He's just barely taller than Bill Dundee. And I don't even know that he is, because Bill is bent over right there. He's like leaning forward. They may be the exact same height. But we're using Lord Humongous Sid Vicious promos to promote him.
I think Bill may be leaning forward because he has a hernia. Did you see him whenever he comes in the ring to make the save? He grabs that big ass burn barrel and immediately he only lifts it about 3 inches. He's like, God damn, you can see it in his face. God damn, brother, that's a heavy ass barrel. That's a rib, brother.
Blew my back out.
Okay. When him and Randy did the promo, all I could think of was he was looking at Randy and going, you know, me and Danny Davis, we could make a hell of a team as Americans. The American Eagles. Maybe that was the birth of the American Eagles right there. So
could have been.
He went back there and told Jerry Jarrett, I could be 10 times the American. This son of a bitch could be a brother.
We'll have somebody roll the barrel out there, and then I pop out of the barrel and jump on them and beat their ass.
You play circus music. It's public domain also. There you go.
Like a Jack in the Box. Put a handle on the side, and they turn it like 4 times, and Bill springs out of there.
Hey, that'd be a hell of a gimmick compared to Spirit of America. So there we go.
Bill in a box. So this, correct me if I'm wrong, but we rang the bell. We had a referee in the ring. This was a legal singles match, right? This appears to be a sanctioned match, right?
Yep.
Why the fuck do we have a garbage can in the ring? And no one acts like this is a problem. In fact, when he clearly picked Eric Embry up to go try to stuff him into the garbage can, Dave goes, well, let's see if he can beat him just like he beat Tony Falk. I'm like, he beat him before he put him in the barrel. Like, if this was a put your opponent in the barrel match, then yes, maybe he's about to beat him. But like, why in the hell is this? I guess, I mean, the actual literal answer to that is that fucking thing was heavy, as Bill found out, and nobody wanted to have to quickly hand that over into the ring to, you know, go for the spot where he's going to try to put Eric in it.
Probably,
but there's no logical reason why they would have called for the bell, and a referee with any sense would start a match when there's a freaking barrel in the ring.
Well, you remember the Nightmare Cage match where it had like that is a part of this match, and maybe he's going to have a Spirit of America rules match where the only way to win, you have to dunk them into the barrel. Once the barrel dunk happens, that's the winner.
Yeah, you remember how we just allowed like every match the Moondogs were in, even if it was against jobbers, are just Moondog rules. So they just get to beat the shit out of them with chairs. So yeah, maybe that'll be the gimmick, is every Spirit of America match he can have his dumpster barrel in the ring with him.
But honestly, I think it's just the ring girl refused to pick up the barrels. Like, I'll take jackets, but I can't handle that barrel.
I can't pick up that motherfucker. Yeah.
They were like, Freezer, go out there and hand him that barrel. Man, I'm getting a push. Like,
I ain't no ring girl.
They're like, no, you're not. You were sort of kind of, you weren't really getting a push, Freezer. You just weren't getting jobbed out. That's what that was. You were, don't fool yourself.
You're getting a nudge, baby, not a push, a nudge.
So Spirit of America debuts with a video and gets 2 matches and a promo with Bill Dundee in one show. And that is all the Spirit of America I can stomach for eternity, probably, but at least for this week. Then we go, speaking of rehashing things, we go see that Kamala video package for the umpteenth time in life. I mean, we've only seen it 3 times so far in 91, but since he debuted in 82, I would love to hear a total of how many times that video has ran. And then they would send it off and they would run it in other territories when he was coming to Mid-South or World
Got
Class.
His money's worth for that, boy. Ooh.
Damn right. I hope Michael St. John gets the residual every time they replay that damn thing. And so then they run down the tournament again. So, of course, if we're going to do that, that's when I think here pretty soon we rerun the Jarrett and Lawler promos again in full. And then we get our World Tag Team title match for the main event. I didn't clip any of that. I hope y'all aren't disappointed that you're not going to see any of that. I didn't clip the Jimmy Valiant promo. There's a screenshot from it, and I will clip it and put it up on the Facebook page.
He had hung sunglasses and had one of the lenses just completely out. I think he must have sat on his sunglasses in the car, and he's like, "I'm gonna get my money's worth out of this one more time, baby." Because what he said about I'm blind in one eye, I can't see in the other. That was the only reason he said it, because of the broken sunglasses.
Yeah.
And then he just started singing lyrics to some song I'd never heard.
That is some good improv. And it's funny, as you point that out, if you look at his hand on screen there, he's holding those glasses with his finger through the hole where the lens should be. So there you go. Handsome Jimmy's coming to town. The team.
Speaking of getting your money's worth, he got his money's worth out of them glasses.
So I had a comparison that just came to me not long ago. We were talking about Jimmy Valiant, the inspection of Jimmy Valiant that happened a month or whatever ago.
Yeah.
And like you and Rob just couldn't figure out why. Like obviously he's got the fire or whatever, but like I think it's kind of like
Christmas.
The David Lee Roth syndrome, right? He is a lot of people's favorite singer of all time, favorite frontman.
Yeah.
Can he hold a note? Absolutely not. I mean, would you take, like songwriting, or would you take like singing lessons from David Lee Roth? Absolutely not. He won't teach you anything. But for some reason, he was the perfect frontman for that band. And it's like, well, what was it? He had that fire. He had this craziness.
Yep.
His presence was like larger than life. That's Jimmy Valiant. He is the David Lee Roth of wrestling.
Oh Lord.
I'm going to double down and get even more heat than I got for the Jimmy Valiant hot take. In my opinion, Van Hagar, better version of Van Halen.
I agree with you 100%. So there you go.
Songwriting and stuff, maybe like the substance, but I like both. I really do. Like
I do too.
But in my head, it's two different bands. It's not the same band.
I think the first Van Halen album, it might be the best ever. And then the first Van Hagar album is like the second best, if not those two albums, and then the rest of it's like, but yeah, we just reviewed OU812, which is the second album with Hagar. We did that on Hit Me With Your First Shot, and it's fun to see us talk about how there's a song on that album. Oh, look, we're going through album stuff. There's a song on that album, and they had to be making fun of David Lee Roth. It sounds just like a David Lee Roth song. I mean, all that stuff that he always did, But yeah, go back and listen to that. You'll be able to pick it out real quick. But yeah, go to my main feed and you can listen to that Blade Boudreaux interview too. It's still getting hits. It's still getting hits.
Well, while we're off in the ditch for just a moment and off topic, I want to pose this question to you two, and if you need to think about it for a little bit. So the latest debate amongst the podcast folks here at the network, there's been a debate amongst me, Brandon, Rob, and Scotty Wentz. Was Jimmy Garvin a real freebird? Me and Brandon are very, very emphatic that he was a freebird. Rob and Scotty are very emphatic that no, he was not a quote unquote real freebird. Where do you guys stand on that?
So technically speaking, yes, because Michael Hayes would be an anointer, right? Mm-hmm. He would be perfect. And he did say that Jimmy was like number 4, even back then, back in World Class, whenever they were the real freebirds, as you call it. But like, just like the 4 Horsemen over time, people like Buddy Roberts kind of wasn't wrestling as much. He was doing the manager thing. Bam Bam was in Japan, and Michael's just kind of doing whatever, man. So he needed a partner. And hey, Jimmy hangs out with us anyways. You're a free bird, man. And it was 89. So like, this is probably years and years after the first incarnation. But yes, he was technically a real free bird, but was he an original in my mind? No, but he was. That's
not the question though. Is he a real free bird? That's
I think so. I agree with you. I agree with y'all. Yeah,
he would be. Yes. Yeah.
Suck it,
It'd be
Rob.
like the
You're
Midnight
right.
Express. Look who started out as the Midnight Express. It'd be like you saying Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey. Is Bobby Eaton really a Midnight Express guy? Well, hell yeah, but that's not who started as a team. So,
Right.
Well, let me ask you this though. Let me throw you a question. If Jimmy Garvin would have been a part of the Freebird like in the early to mid 80s, do you think that it would have got over the same, or would you have even had the same attachment to that group if you was to replace, say, Buddy Roberts with Jimmy Garvin? I don't think it would be
so
the same.
because I don't know that it'd be exactly the same, but I think it would have got over because Jimmy Garvin got over. Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin got a lot of heat, that feud with David Von Erich and all the things that he did. I mean, he would, his ladies played a big part in it, but I mean, but it was definitely I've never argued with anybody that it wasn't a different dynamic. But here's the thing, much like your point about the Midnight Express, there's a whole generation of people who didn't come along until 88, 89. That's their Freebirds.
Yeah.
Terry Gordy was just some guy that would pop up every now and again that Jim Ross would cream over, but they didn't know the difference. And then the Hall of Fame, Jimmy Garvin was there getting, put into the Hall of Fame. And I stand by the fact that, like you said he was the anointer. It's a perfect term for that. As far as I'm concerned, if Michael Hayes says that Little Richard Marley, Rocky King, was an official Freebird, then he was a fucking Freebird. Who is anybody to argue with Michael Hayes about?
He wore a rebel flag paint, man, on his face. He's a Freebird.
Damn right. All right. So I have those officially marked down here. I have video evidence. So when Rob wants to argue, I will play this.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So here we got our champions. They're standing in front of a green screen with Japanese writing to prove
that they are. Out wrestle us if you can. God.
Oh my God. He straight up just ripped off Lynn Denton's grappler.
Well, he's been in Portland forever. So
exactly. He just came from Portland and they're like, hey, has the grappler been here? Like, I ain't been here since 85. And he was tagging with Tony Anthony. Like, I think I'm going to steal his line.
I love how he just points to some Japanese words behind him. He's like, you know what that says? That says Bart Sawyer and Brett Masters or whatever their fucking name is. And
Brett Masters.
Honestly, it could have said hot saucy balls or something.
Yeah.
Stuck my balls in the back. Yeah.
It could have said anything. They would not known the difference. Here they come out. Bart Sawyers.
Baby.
Speaking of Jimmy Garvin, Bart Sawyers looks like he is cosplaying Jimmy Garvin's old partner, Steve Regal, from the AWA tag team title run there.
He's worked on that hair too. Can y'all see? He turned it back black.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't look like Bartman. And then he's dyed it again. So he's been fucking with the hair all week.
He's on that 91 USWA budget. He can't afford hair dye anymore.
Well, unless he found – oh, I almost said something. So go ahead.
Doug Masters looking like Nature Boy Paul Lee. If you don't know who that is, that's not a compliment, by the way.
Me. Look that one up.
Yeah, look it up and you'll appreciate it. So we get, like I say, we got Fuller and Dundee challenging for the tag team titles. Decent enough little match. Nothing stood out to me enough that I felt like I needed to clip it or we needed to watch it or anything like that.
Felt like a house show is what it felt like. That they were just walking through and Fuller was, after I tell the results for Monday night, I feel like Fuller was like, what is this fucking shit? I was with Jimmy Valiant the first week. I'm with Dundee on TV, and they got me tagging with fucking Dutch Mantel Monday night. So, they didn't know what to do with Fuller after Jarrett. So
we don't really have anybody for Masters and Sawyers to face. So, Robert, you're just going to have a random partner each week to get beat by them every freaking week. Meanwhile, Jeff's going to be challenging for the world title.
That's what he gets for fucking bringing him over. Like, he's the one. I guarantee you he's the Portland connection. And he's the reason.
Yeah, they're probably like, we'll bring them in, but you're going to work them. Yeah. You're going to work them you're going to work them on TV. You're going to work them in Memphis. You're going to work them around the loop. And like, Jesus Christ. So then closing segment, we got just another hard sell for the tournament here. $2 general admission tickets. Somebody's going to win $100,000 and get to go and be a late entry into the tournament that's already happening in Japan. You know, we got footage of Valiant and Lawler that they aired on Memphis TV, and especially they played a lot of it on the Jerry Lawler show back in '85.
Yep.
I'll be interested to see how they explain not ever having any footage of this team that wins. But then again, most things they just never bring up again. Like we probably won't hear about this again after this week. So
it was just this week's booking. That's it.
Yeah.
Another sign of it's Lawler's booking. When Embry would do it, he would do shit for week 1, and then we'd find out something else in week 12 about the same thing he talked about in week 1. So, yeah, typical Jerry Lawler booking. He didn't give a shit about anything but the television. It's a commercial for Monday night. We don't care what happened on television the week before. We're just continuing to play the same fucking videos with the same eras in it.
God bless America.
I thought that was Nate the Rat. They were doing Paul Bearer and Terry Funk at first. So.
Give me way too much credit there. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's like Jerry Lawler books with a fucking Etch-a-Sketch. Like he makes the card and then he shakes that so much up next week and it's all gone. You'll never remember it was ever there. And most of
you
it,
can do that with the Etch-a-Sketch?
Give it a try. It's pretty fun.
Oh, shit.
But the good thing about that is, though, the shitty books, you don't want to remember it next week. You're glad it.
You're glad you forgot it.
Kind of works out. Well, let's take our podcast commercial break. Then we're going to come back and hear what the brackets are for the tag team tournament on Monday night.
Tired of the same boring wrestling podcast? Need something with attitude, chaos, and maybe just a little cussing? That's stspod.club, and we got it all covered. We've got wrestling weirdness with WTF News Desk, 5-minute time limit, and the Southern fried brain of me, BT, steering the whole ship. We also have rolling into Memphis every week about the current Memphis wrestling. Interviews, hot takes, and wrestling outrageousness so wild it might get you banned in 12 states. That's right, it's sdspod.club or search all podcast catchers for Shooting the Shiznit, where wrestling podcasts grow chest hair. Not sure what that meant. Love my mama.
Hey guys, Ray Russell here. Lots of new stuff happening here at WrestleCopia. If you haven't checked out our website at WrestleCopia.com, it's a great way to keep up with the latest episodes of all of your favorite Copia programming, from the Wrestling Memory Grenade to Regional Wrestling with the Territory Talk, the Wrestling Stoop with the legendary Bob Roop, and of course all of those programs also available at your favorite podcast streaming platforms. And if you want to stay up to date with everything going on in the Copia world, all the latest news, random thoughts, fun videos, pictures, and more, make sure to join the more than 33,000 followers over at Facebook.com/Wrestling Grenade. Don't be left out. And last but definitely not least, it's what keeps the entire machine going. I'm talking about Patreon.com/WrestleCopia. We appreciate your support in helping us pay the bills to keep the WrestleCopia podcast network running and enabling us to continue to bring you all the quality programming that we offer.
Hey everybody, I'm Gene Jackson, and I want to introduce you to the Retro Wrestling Archive Podcast Network and the great pro wrestling nostalgia podcast we bring, including the Retro Wrestling Review Series covering the USWA, Memphis Power Pro Wrestling, Continental Championship Wrestling, and we've just added World Class Championship Wrestling, and now ECW. Plus great interview shows like Beyond Wrestling with Rob Held, where the stories go beyond the ring. Then there's Dangerous Conversations with the legendary Dangerous Doug Gilbert and Tommy Wildfire Rich. Plus don't miss special live streams like Live from the Archive and Arc of an Angle. And the Retro Wrestling Archive Network is growing. We're proud to feature the affiliate shows like STS Pod, The Hang, Classic Pro Wrestling Talk, Get Your Bell Rung, and even more great shows are coming soon. That's not all. Join the Retro Wrestling Archive Patreon for exclusive bonus content, early podcast releases, special extras, and access to a Google Drive that is absolutely busting at the seams with territory wrestling history, including our legendary Memphis Mega Folder. Podcast, interviews, watch-alongs, live streams, YouTube, Patreon, territory wrestling history. It's all waiting for you at RetroWrestlingArchive.club, where we're preserving pro wrestling history daily. Don't just remember it, relive it. All right, we're back in there. We're going to hear, let's hear the card for Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum down there.
For fans to attend Monday night to general admission for half price general admission tickets. That means general admission tickets will be just $2. It's a great night to come on out and see some tremendous wrestling action with all these great stars participating in the tournament. And remember, ultimately, there will be $100,000 to the winner of that super tournament.
Great prize.
Look at this first match of the night. Now, of course, we'll have preliminary matches. Then the winners of these matches will face each other, and it'll work down until the final match, and the USWA representatives will be determined at the end of the night. Look at that. Bill Dundee is going to be teamed with the Spirit of America. That should make for an interesting team. The little Australian he wouldn't back up from a tank, and he'll be put in there with the Spirit. Look at this next pairing.
Yeah, that's one pairing. This next pairing will be interesting. The Gravedigger, who we haven't seen just yet, he'll be teaming up with Billy Joe Travis, and they'll be facing Dutch Mantel and Robert Fuller. Tennessee State Robert Fuller. What a great card it is Monday night. $2 general admission. Eric Embry and Kamala, a tag team together. Look at their opponents, Dr. Tom Pritchard and the Boogie Woogie Man, Handsome Jimmy Valiant.
That should be some kind of match, but look at this one. The World Tag Team Champions, Bart Sawyer and Doug Masters, are going to be going against the King, Jerry Lawler, and his partner, Jeff Jarrett.
All right, there you go. So we'll get to that in a moment, but first, this may be a tough one. What was your least favorite part of this week's show?
Man, you know, when I was drinking, and I would
Alex Smith.
I would get like a beer at a bar, and when that bitch would hand me the beer, and most of it would be like foam. You know what I mean? More than a half a cup of foam. Not very much actual substance, baby. I feel like that's what this show was. I got handed a cup of foam, and it appeared
all foam. There was nothing but foam.
It appeared like it was a show. Everything had characteristics of a show. It was actual cup of beer, but it was mostly foam. And if I were to hone in on like one situation, I wouldn't be doing my hate justice, because my hate is plentiful for this one. I love 91, man. I will defend that it is my favorite year of USWA wrestling, but this is not a part of it. This show was a joke. This show was like a transition that they were trying to do in their product, I guess, like presentation wise. They're trying to do a lot of different stuff, and it's fucking failing. And you're blaming Lawler. Oh, good. I'll blame Lawler too. It's Jerry Lawler's fault that this show sucked. Almost the entire. There's a little bit of juice at the bottom of that cup, but that son of a bitch is foam full.
BT, quickly before you go, I just got to say that in 108 episodes, your beer analogy right there, that's the best fucking review that's ever happened on the show, and the most appropriate. Holy shit, that was dead on. I can't wait for people to hear this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I loved it. I loved it. And I agree with you 100%. I would have called her a bitch too if she gave me a beer like that.
That's how I found out there's no refunds in a bar.
There you go. You called her bitch. Gravedigger's the worst part for me. So I know it's hard to say what was good, but there's, everything was bad except that probably. But the Gravedigger was horrible, just to the extent that playing that video again with the mistakes in it, the whole Gravedigger, and just the ripoff, the total ripoff. And and Jerry Lawler's booking that, it's horrible.
Yeah, I'm going to co-sign that one with you, BT, simply because the Spirit of America, there was more of him on the show, so he bothered me. You know, he was annoying for a longer period of time, but you can take a step back and go, okay, Lawler, Jerry Jarrett, whomever thought this was a good idea. And at least they were trying something that was different. I mean, there hadn't been a patriotic trash man yet in Memphis, of all things, but at least it was something that hadn't been done. Gravedigger's just like, okay, somebody just decided to straight up rip off the WWF character, The Undertaker.
Very outlaw.
Like,
just felt just like
yes.
something down there at Osceola. So I'm sorry, Osceola. Not now. I'm talking about they're one of my sponsors, but not now. But back in the day at Osceola, there we go.
Back when it sucked, but
yeah.
not now it's.
Or but how about Blythe with that little building that
got
held
good.
20 people? So there you go.
Yeah, well, I get it. I mean, you know, Boonville back in the day wasn't great, but they do some good stuff now. But you know, I could see the Gravedigger walking out in Boonville.
That building,
99.
Yeah, that building that Power Pro runs the National Guard Armory a couple of times when we were watching it. I wrestled on a show with him there, and there was also there was a gay character, but I think he was like a tough guy gay character like Adrian Street.
Like BT Express.
Yeah, like the BT Express. I mean, like Adrian Street. But it was just it was odd. It was like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. It brings back bad memories.
Okay, my auto camera thing's going nuts here. It decides sometimes just randomly readjust itself. Okay, well, here's the tough one. Looking forward to this. What was your favorite part of this week's show?
Well, cartoon Eric Embry and Tony Falk. It really reminded me of like Dastardly and Muttley or something like that. Like it was fun. And again, it's like another notch in Eric Embry's belt of abilities. He can be whatever you want him to be. He can be serious. He can get over as just a vicious heel. He can be a cartoon character. He can be a heartthrob. He did that in fucking Dallas. He had to fight women to get down.
He did
sometimes. Yep. Like he can do it all, and man,
that manly scent he was giving off. So
I hope that. Well, I know it's not going to happen, but I wish that Lawler just hand that fucking black book over to him again. But that you got cartoon Eric Embry, and then come on, that Jimmy Valiant promo was out of this world. That's one of his better promos in my opinion.
I can't see out the other. What's that?
The craziness of it. It's a perfect. Like if you ever had to say, I want to show you what Handsome Jimmy in Memphis was like. Like show him that one.
Show that promo. That's fair. You definitely don't want to show him all that flea business.
No.
All I could think about is I've been testing the waters with animation. I've actually animated with AI my character with the podcast and everything. But all I could think about is doing an animation of Eric Embry, Tony Falk, and Spirit of America, but with the Benny Hill music. Like they're chasing, like Spirit of America's chasing them around, you know, and they're running around with that. But yeah, it would be a cartoon that looked like something like Scooby-Doo or something.
You could have the Spirit Mobile. It'd be like a van. They'd chase Tony and Eric in the car. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I liked
don't let any of the little spirits get in that van though.
Ken. Jarrett against Travis was my favorite part of the show. I thought it was a damn good match. I liked the ending. It made sense where the ending didn't make sense last time. And also, just so y'all know, I think Jeff's turning for the bad. I just think so.
I think he's turning for the worst.
Oh, shit.
In there. Okay, so my answer for humor's sake was going to be my favorite part was when Dave Brown said, for Corey Maclin, I'm Dave Brown. We'll see you next week for more. But no, actually, it is the Jarrett and Billy Travis match. And again, especially the finish, because this is how we should have kicked off whatever's happening here. I mean, obviously it's looking like a heel turn. I don't remember that ever happening in Memphis until way later. So I don't think it's going to get there. But yeah, we were just, again, it was one of those, Lawler has an idea. We're just going to go out there and do it. Well, you need to hit him with the chain. I'm wrestling the Scorpion. well, hit Scorpion with a chain, asshole. I didn't ask you who you was wrestling type thing, you know. So there you go. And then here's the burning question. Would you buy a ticket for this massive one-night Toyota-sponsored tournament for $100,000 and a spot in Japan this week?
At this point in time, I would, because like the Japanese angle with Uncle Danny and Bill Dundee really got over with me. I felt important. You know, back then I was like, man, it's going to be awesome. It's super important. And, you know, all you got to do is throw out Toyota sponsored and Japan tournament, 100,000. I'm in. I want to go see who wins goes to Japan.
Yeah. Japan.
Who was calling it that? Was it Jansen Jimmy? Japan, baby.
Yeah. With Mercer Daddy, Japan. I would go $2 and always been a huge tag team mark. And even though I was quote unquote smart during the time, the All Japan tournament started 3 days before, but I wouldn't have known that until I got the Observer 3 weeks after that. After this happened, I would not have known it yet. So I would have thought that they were taking them back to Japan like they did with Lawler and Valiant. So I'd went for $2. Also in 91, I was friends with Dutch a bunch, so I probably got in for free. So there you go. But yeah, I love tournaments. I love tag teams. So yeah, this is my cup of tea.
And you're a sucker for buying anything for $2, right? I mean,
well, yeah. I mean,
you really can't refuse anything that's $2. Now, I mean, in reality, as I've said a million times before, 1991, it's wrestling. I'm going. You know, the kid in 1991.
Right.
Now, I'd be like, I don't know. It would have been fun if Uncle Danny was still around, if him and Dundee would have been the partners, because he'd be like, you know what, Bill, I'm going to take you to Japan this time since you couldn't get there yourself last time. Instead, he's got a team with the Spirit of America. And boy, if only this was legit, like I would pay to see footage of Bill Dundee and Spirit of America wrestling in Japan.
For that All Japan tournament. They would mess up one time and get his ass beat. So there you go.
Here's where they wrestled Gordy and Williams.
Oh, shit. Yeah. No.
But so yeah, anyway, let's go now and hear how this whole thing turned out.
All right, I'm going to a couple of shows I forgot to mention last week, and I want to say something because there's a name that we keep hearing. The last time I went over I say spot show, but this is the regular loop. This was in Louisville the week before Tony Anthony beat Steve Marino. Masters and Sawyer beat Jarrett and Fuller to keep the tag team titles. When Embry hit Jarrett with a guitar, Valiant beat Sawyer. Pritchard beat Embry, Lawler beat Gaylord, and Jarrett won a Rumble Battle Royal, which is very similar to what they did at the Coliseum. Then in Evansville, the next day, they had Dirty White Boy beating Steve Marino again. Jimmy Valiant beating Bart Sawyer again. USWA tag team titles. We had Sawyer and Masters beating Jeff and Robert, just solid pin. Tom Pritchard beat Eric Embry. Jerry Lawler beat Jeff Jarrett. And in the Royal Rumble that night, Jerry Lawler won the Royal Rumble. So kind of different. And then they're traveling this loop, and then they go to Memphis TV. And then that Monday night at the Coliseum, Memphis Tag Team Tournament, $100,000 goes to the winner. Let's look at it. Bill Dundee and Spirit of America beat the Super Team, which I found to be hilarious. Jeff Gaylord and Big O. They called him Big O then. Billy Travis and the Gravedigger beat Dutch Mantell and Brian Christopher. So it looks like Robert Fuller said, fuck y'all. I'm not coming for Monday night. Tom Pritchard
split the team up. Ain't coming.
Tom Pritchard and Jimmy Valiant beat Eric Embry and Kamala. And this is a fun result because Pritchard pinned Kamala.
Wow.
Yeah, Kamala wasn't doing a lot of jobs back then. That's really interesting. I would like to hear some backstage about that if anyone knows. Yeah. Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler beat Bart Sawyer and Doug Masters. And then Travis and Digger beat Dundee and Spirit. Digger.
Whoa.
Let's say his whole name.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be cool, like they call him Taker.
That's not cool. Trust me, that is not cool.
Digger. I'm gonna call him Digger. Come on.
No. Braver man than me. Jesus.
I tried to do that serious so y'all wouldn't say anything. And then y'all...
Somebody right there was rewinding. What that motherfucker say?
By the way, guys, we do not rehearse any of this. So there we go. They beat Dundee and Spirit. Lawler and Jarrett beat Valiant and Pritchard when Jarrett pinned Valiant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, fun.
Pritchard
fun
looks
result.
like Superman tonight. He pins Kamala and he doesn't lose against Lawler and Jarrett.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then Jarrett and Lawler beat Travis and Digger when Lawler pinned Travis. So we have Jarrett and Lawler going to Japan. So there we go.
I forgot to share
gate.
this
I didn't get
image
a gate.
earlier, but this is from their promo, and I didn't want to hear it, but this is just this picture right here.
That's great.
That was one of pre-tapes too, wasn't it? Because
it was.
They never showed. That's Big O. I don't know what the fuck that.
I don't know. I want an 8x10 of that to hang on my wall.
Right.
I mean,
That's
I
great.
know Gaylord and Billy Travis aren't allowed to sign it, and I'm willing to wager that Big O probably isn't, but I don't know that to be true. You know, Tony Meyer said that he was pretty sure that Big O was TD Steele's brother.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that's true or not, or he just made assumptions, or maybe he was just saying he's a brother, but he did say that. So I just thought I'd repeat it on the show. And I just want to reiterate that Billy Joe Travis and Gravedigger lost to Jerry Lawler.
I thought it was interesting that they pushed him all the way to the finals. So when we saw with the babyface, we saw Lawler and Jarrett beat Valiant and Pritchard, which I thought was, and Jarrett get, like y'all said, the pin, and then Pritchard beating Kamala. All that was real fun and interesting to see how they did that. But it could have been fun show. It'll be interesting what clips they actually show, or they even act like it even happened. So
yeah, they may never mention it again, or we may. But yeah, there's definitely a few things there I would love to see clips of if they would show them next week.
And Brian Christopher came in to work with Dutch instead of Fuller. Fuller said, "Fuck that." Yeah.
This is the week, Robert. So in fans' minds, like, Robert turns down a chance to win $100,000 and go to Japan, but he's been showing up every week to job the freaking Masters and Sawyers. But I guess people weren't thinking like that in 1991. Well, there you go. That's the debuts of both the Spirit of America. God bless America. I'm going to change. That's our new theme song starting next week.
I hope so. Yes, I hope so.
And of course, the debut of the Gravedigger, along with Nate the Rat.
Why you keep saying it like that?
AKA Horseshack from whatever the shit. Welcome back, Cotter. That's all I can think of when he came through that curtain.
He did. Just let me know. I have hung out with Nate the Rat a couple of times. Super nice. Was a super nice guy. Really, he was funny. Really liked him. I just don't like. I didn't like him doing this bullshit. So
one of the many rats you hung around, right?
This is true. This is true.
$2.
Yep. That was a girl behind Walmart. That had nothing to do with rats. So.
And we also mentioned rat tails earlier, and that was part of the story as well.
Yeah.
So,
my first girlfriend had a really long rat tail, but she's a freak. Damn, she was a freak.
Well, let's get to the plugs.
Oh, my bad.
XPSPod.club before that story gets out of hand.
Every day we do the Shiznit Minute to talk about the current wrestling scene. And this past week we did a rolling into Memphis. I've got a new girl and she doesn't have a real big booty. She's from a double wide to worldwide. Her name's Bobby Thunder. She's on Memphis Wrestling now, and she was trained by the Armstrongs. So really good, solid worker. Did you see her last night? Was she there last night?
She wasn't there last night, but she has been there a couple of times.
I really like her.
She was in the match when ODB came.
Yeah, I could see that. They also was promoting Jackson, Tennessee this coming Friday. They ran a big angle with the son and father teams that felt really like old school Memphis wrestling. We had Brian Christopher's name come up. And Tim Grind made sure he let everybody know he didn't like Kevin White and they were never friends and blah, blah, blah. But good angle, really hot. I mean, it reminded me of old school Memphis wrestling. Well, it does have old school people in it. Like
I hope we get a singing angle amongst
Shut up.
somewhere.
I didn't say that, Kevin. I didn't say that.
I love Kevin, but I was saying that's why they need to utilize it, because
I
it's
love
gonna be a
Kevin.
good.
True gentleman, man. There's a lot of guys in the business, but he really is. He's a true gentleman. I'm not going to talk bad about him.
Big fan of Kevin and his father as well.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't mean that in a derogatory way. You're the one that laughed.
All
he
right.
sings on Facebook. Why can't he do it on wrestling?
That's
Exactly.
right. You're right. You're all, both of you are 100% correct.
And then it can end up being like the real Double J angle. It gets revealed that's not even Kevin singing; it's Gavin. He's been singing this whole time. And he turns heel, and then he turns heel.
I like that.
You can use that, Dustin. I'm signing off on it right now.
Saturday we do the Power Pro show, Power Pro live, and on Monday I release it on my feed, the audio version. Thursday special edition episodes. So this past Thursday we did WTF. We had the live version of 5-minute time limit, but it'll go to the main feed, the audio version, this Thursday. That's what we're doing at stspod.club. Are we ready for P3 Radio?
We are.
Okay, I carried 4 out of 5 hoots. Good. Another good episode 462, Spirit Animal. I've got a lot of bad stuff about his dog, Richard's dog, Buster. Is that his name? I think it is.
Bandit.
Bandit, yes, same thing. They said he's an asshole. He's a Maltese Falcon or something, and he might be special. They think he might be special.
Richard thinks he's special. That's why he don't listen.
And Josh called him a sissy punk. So there we go. Got a lot of bad stuff going on with him. 150 people at the comedy show. Awesome, Richard. Big thumbs up for that. Richard also, he actually asked people the size of their wiener instead of their yearly salary. Richard does that.
That's how he gauges respect.
Yeah, that's
it's just a matter of which one they're more proud of, I guess.
Josh had a story about people selling food on their porch. That is something that happens, especially in this area. Everyone is turning against Josh if he don't drink. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Chief Tommy Rich. See, I didn't know that. He's the Indian chief. Farwater. I didn't know anything about that until that episode.
I don't know that you can say any of that, BT. I think we're to cut this.
We're talking about telehealth, and Richard was eavesdropping. And then we had that 2 hours thing with that Wisconsin accent. Loved that. They did a lot of stuff about Grandma too that was good. So, real quick, Richard was blind. He lost 1 inch. He had salmonella, and he had a ball stuck up. That's all the stuff that happened to him when he was a kid. Let me tell you, when you went over to your grandma's house, they was talking about this, that they always put them to work. All right? They give them something to do. The first time I spent time at Misty's mom's house was my wife. I'm sorry, kayfabe. But we went to her Christmas party, okay, for her family. We were not married yet. And we walk in, I got all these gay daughters and we've got all these people going, and I don't know what's going on. We had this code word. I told the kids that they get ready to leave, say egg salad. That's code words, not word, Brian. But so say egg salad as soon as we walked in. We said egg salad. All 3 of us did. But as we got done eating, Misty's mom said, "All right, everybody, let's go outside." I was like, "What the hell's going on?" And she wanted us to pick the pecans from the tree and put them. Yeah, that's what we were going to do after.
That's why you were really there. She just lured you in with food. Like, I gotta just get down to business.
yeah. So that was, and I was just like, I'm not doing that. I said, I'm not doing that. I'm not picking up pecans.
You killed me with that. I got all these gay daughters.
I know, Jesus.
God.
Well, one of them brought.
And then he said kayfabe about his wife's name, and then he proceeded to say it 3 more times.
He also, She also brought her gay girlfriend with her, so you got.
She's got a gay girlfriend?
Yeah.
That works out, don't it? If you're gay and had a
I'm
straight
not gay,
girlfriend,
but
that
my
would suck.
boyfriend is. Yeah. But it was just kind of an eye-opening experience. And then her brother, we were supposed to eat like at 12, and I'm a stickler for, show up on time, blah, blah, blah. He shows up at like 1:30 and we have to wait to eat. By 1:30, I told the wife I'm never going to Christmas dinner again. Never. I ain't picking up.
We got a family member like that. I'm not going to out which one, but yeah, he's notorious for that. Ooh. So then we finally learned to start adjusting the time up. If we want to eat at 12:30, we'd tell him to be there at 11, and then you get there about 12.
I just quit going, so there you go.
There you go. That's an even better way to handle that. So, promise me if you ever get another dog, an additional dog, that you'll name him Digger, just so I can picture you out in your front yard calling
Digger
him.
And Duke. Digger and Duke. There we go.
Good thing Duke starts with a D, because at least they'll sound the same and you won't mess up. Because if the name was like Nate or something.
Yeah, I was gonna get another boxer and call him Deuce, but I like Digger better. I will. By the way,
one might say you're a Digger lover, right?
That's right. Hey, let me tell you something. I'd love to give myself credit for that. But Dave Meltzer wrote that like that in the results, not me. He called him Digger instead of Gravedigger. So I just read what Dave said. But when I saw that, I just kept laughing. And then I said, I'm gonna pop them for this. This is all. That's what this podcast is about, y'all. Y'all think we're reviewing shit for people to listen to?
Oh,
it's
God.
Me popping y'all. I mean, that's all it's about for me. I try to pop y'all, and y'all pop big time. I couldn't keep a straight face.
If I thought anybody listened to this, I would clip the whole end of the show off right now. But nobody's gonna hear it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Most people tune out after about 3/4 of the way through. So I think we're good. I think we're good.
And right. And I love my mama. I just want y'all to know.
Well, goddamn it, you got to save that to the end. Now you blew the finish.
A spoiler.
All right, there we go. Retro Wrestling Archive.club for all my stuff. We got all the important stuff in. We got in STS Pod and P3 Radio. But
yeah.
If by the time you listen to all that, if you're still looking for something to listen to, you can check out Retro Wrestling Archive.club. You can check out the two Patreons, patreon.com/Retro Wrestling Archive. Also, patreon.com/Shooting the Shiznit. Also, check out our friends at EPW Wrestling MS, where this past weekend, Wolfie D was there. We got to go and promote our book on television, and he ended up getting involved and being at ringside for the main event.
Wolfie's looking good, too, man. He's looking good. He's lost a bunch of weight.
Did he use one of the books as a part of the finish?
No, because he's afraid he wouldn't be able to sell it. He's afraid it would crease it. And so he did
Ring
not.
used. Come on.
He forgot to bring a hubcap as well. He's like, damn it, I didn't bring a hubcap. I'm like, what? I'm like, Wolfie D's got to have a fucking hubcap.
Man, he needed to go somewhere, a pawn shop, and get away. Gene, before you
parking
do
lot.
that,
We talking about pawn shop. Go to the parking lot.
Who you released an episode with someone this past week? Are you going to put it over?
No, I don't want to talk about that. I talked to a referee's son this past week, but it's a surprise. Go to RetroWrestlingArchive.club and find out who that person is, who shall not be named here or anywhere that BT is within earshot. Also, join our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/Neutral Corner Lounge. We promise BT keeps his shirt on in there most of the time.
And I'm going to post those images I sent y'all this week.
Yes.
Proof of time travel. So I will be posting those.
And if you got any questions or comments or anything, you can write to jacksonmediacreations@outlook.com. And if you have any questions for Doug Gilbert and Tommy Rich for their podcast, you can send those to either that address or you can send it to DougGilbertPodcast.com. And I guess that is going to be it. Every single time BT ever makes the statement, or if any of us says, well, this wasn't a very good show, it's not going to be very long, we'll get through it pretty quick, we go nearly 2 freaking hours. Here we are.
Ow!
We're an hour 55, and that's not extra time. I clicked that when the show started. So thank you for staying with us, folks. If you did, if you didn't, well, you're not hearing this anyway. So we'll see you next week for episode number 109 of the Retro Wrestling Review USWA podcast.
Love my mama.
Boom.
Bell rings. Crowd raw.
In a business built on secrets, some stories were never meant to be told. But now they are. From Memphis wrestling icons, Dangerous Doug Gilbert and Tommy Wildfire Rich, comes the podcast that not only pulls back the curtain, it rips it down. Real stories. No filters. From wild road stories to the truth behind the headlines, this is the kind of locker room talk you won't hear anywhere else. Dangerous Conversations with Doug Gilbert and Tommy Rich. New episodes weekly on YouTube, all podcast platforms, and early uncensored access on Patreon. Look us up on DougGilbertPodcast.com.
To Japan, every tale, every stitch, dangerous conversations, you don't change this.
Step inside the Neutral Corner Lounge, grab a drink and pull up a chair. You might know the faces and you definitely know the names, but you don't know the real story. Welcome to Beyond Wrestling, hosted by me, Rob Helt. Every episode, we sit down with some of the biggest and even smallest personalities in the business. But there's a catch. We leave the squared circle at the door. We're not talking about angles, road trips, title runs, anything like that. We're talking about real life. I try to give you the person behind the persona. We dive into their hidden passions, their off-the-clock lives, and what actually makes them tick when the cameras stop rolling and the boots come off. If you want to know who these people are, who they are when they aren't playing a character, this is the only place to be. Subscribe to Beyond Wrestling with Rob today on YouTube or your preferred podcast platform. Find all the great content we provide here at Jackson Media Creations at RetroWrestlingArchive.club. Step into the lounge, grab a drink, we'll save you a seat.